Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video. In this video I'm going to be fixing my Marshall MG100HDFX amp head. So obviously, as I said before, this is a 100 watts head and I've had this for 20 years. I've gigged with it and I've practiced on it. It's just been a workhorse, and this amp actually works really well with when paired with any kind of a distortion pedal, especially if you're into hard rock or heavy metal music like myself. So quickly, the issue with this amp is that every now and then, maybe 2 or 3 years later or 4 years later, the soldering system just seems to fail, and all you have to do is go into the amp and solder a bunch of things. And I suck at soldering. I don't know what I'm fixing, but all I've done in the past is, as long as I solder some points which I think are thinning out, then everything is just fine again. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. So I've never done this on the video before, but we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna turn all these knobs to 0, and the reason I'm doing that is because I wanna remove all these knobs. So I'm gonna put them on the table here, just like so. Some of these knobs can be really tight, and you might have to use 2 hands, or maybe use, I don't know, a screwdriver at the back, and that might actually help to pull this forward, but make sure you don't break it. So just be gentle. All right, the screwdriver trick is working better than the tea towel cloth. And you just give it a little push from the back and pull from the front. Alright, with the knobs removed, now what you have to do is remove the amp out, so pull it out, and this is being held by 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and hence the reason why we had to remove the knobs, because we want to be able to pull out the amplifier easily from this fixture. Alright. So make sure you put your hand underneath, inside this amp, underneath here, so that when you remove the last screw, the amp is not gonna fall. Did you hear that click? And that's the amp coming out, and now I'm gonna try to pull it out of this fixture. All right, so here we go. This is what the internals look like. So let's put this amp enclosure somewhere safe. I need to pull this whole thing out, and the way to do that is it's held by 1, 2, 3 screws here. All right, here we go. That's 1 screw, second one, and the last screw. I think that's it. Alright, apart from this other 3 screws, I realized we need to remove these as well. And all you really need is a spanner. So really the trouble that I've been having with this, and many of you would be experiencing this too, is essentially what happens is that your amp just cuts in and out, and this is a solid state amp, so you already know that the issue is nothing to do with the tubes, and it's purely a connection issue. And in this case, which I actually discovered accidentally, was that it has to do something with the soldering connection. And I think perhaps what Marshall have done, they've used some really bad soldering wire, I reckon, which just wears thin over time, and all you need to do is top up that and you're good to go. Alright guys, I remember that we need to get rid of all these nuts here and these knobs, and what you really need is I think it's called a socket wrench. So you could do something like this and just open it up, but my socket wrench is not deep enough, it's quite shallow, and so what I'm doing essentially, I'm just gonna remove this by hand, and it's all popping out, so hopefully none of these nuts are very strong. So that's good. I have one more screw just underneath here. I'm not really sure how I will be able to take it out, but I'll try from the side. It's very tricky. It's just underneath this board, and I want to make sure that I don't damage this board. So it's this little screw which is just stuck underneath this board that I'm just trying to take out. And I just need to remove this damn screw. So if I do that, I can easily take it out. There we go. So thank God it wasn't a big screw. It was a tiny screw. And that screw is literally here. So let me just point it. That screw is just literally holding this big board, and you need to take it out, and I kind of did it at an angle. So I think now I've got all the screws out. The three big ones that I took out earlier, and yeah. Let's just remove this. There we go. It's coming out. Such a mission. Might have to remove this connector. So I'm not too worried about it because I know where this thing is gonna go. I'm not very good at fixing electronic things, so it's always tricky, and I gotta be careful that I don't destroy anything. But as I said before, I was able to do this in the past, so here's hoping I can do it now as well. So there's a few things connected here, but I want to be absolutely sure that I don't destroy it. All I really want to do is flip this over. I should be able to do that without removing anything else, any of the other connectors. Alright, managed to get this end out. I'm sure there's a better way. Just need to do this. Alright. Gotta make sure that I don't destroy anything. Alright. Nearly there. Alright, did it. Ooh, I gotta be careful not to destroy this because I bent it and that was not very good. So here it is, guys. This is what the guts of it looks like. And essentially it's the soldering connections that need to be redone just to make this damn thing work and run smoothly. As you've already seen that I'm not very skilled at this, but I'm just gonna get it going. And my soldering skills are even bad. But what I do know is that I can fix this and make it work. So now I'm just examining this board. I'm just making sure. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is that I'm looking around, making sure that these soldering points look good. And that's all I'm trying to do. And when I look at this, there's some areas here where I think it needs some more soldering work. Whether it does or does not, I don't know. I'm just gonna solder it anyways. Anything that looks thin, for example, I can see something over here. I just feel some of the soldering points are not, they're not looking good as a normal soldering point would look like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna solder that area. Alright guys, after examining the board carefully, I realized the only place where I could see the soldering points were thinning out was near the connection points. And what I did was I just added some more solder to it, and hopefully that's gonna reinforce the connections. I also burnt my thumb at the back with the soldering iron, so another big disclaimer, be very careful when you're soldering. And now I'm just gonna put all of this back together and plug it in, and then we're gonna see if this thing works or if I've destroyed it completely. Alright guys, moment of truth. I've put everything back, and once again, please make sure if you're gonna try to attempt to fix the amp in this way, I mean resoldering, make sure that the power cable is off. You don't want to get electrocuted. Alright, so I switched it on. I can see the lights are on. I can hear the fan. The fan has always been very noisy. And now the moment of truth. Success, yay! Managed to fix it. So hopefully this thing is gonna last me for another 2 or 3 years. And really I think the problem that I found out is this connection, the input for the cable, that's where the issue lies. For some bizarre reason, that's where the soldering connections tend to just thin out over time. I don't understand why that is the case. And all I've done is just resoldered those input connections, and that has solved the disconnecting issue that I was having when I was trying to play this amplifier. It's an amazing amplifier. Having a solid state amplifier is great because you can switch it on and switch it off anytime you like without having to worry about any of the tubes that you may potentially cause damage to. So yeah, here it is. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time.